The Scream franchise, known for its clever slasher deconstructions and the instantly recognizable Ghostface mask, has always thrived on reinvention and self-awareness. Since its debut in the 1990s, Scream has pushed boundaries, blending horror with sharp social commentary and keeping audiences guessing with every twist. Over the years, the series has reinvented itself with new characters, fresh storylines, and a willingness to challenge horror conventions. The recent revival brought a new energy to the franchise, introducing a younger cast and modern themes that resonated with both longtime fans and newcomers. Central to this revival was Melissa as Sam Carpenter, a complex and compelling new final girl who quickly became the emotional core of the series. Her performance was praised for bringing depth and vulnerability to the role, and she was embraced by the fandom as a worthy successor to the original cast. Anticipation for Scream 7 was sky high, with fans eager to see where the story would go next, until late 2023, when Barrera was abruptly fired from the project. The news broke suddenly, sending shockwaves through the Scream community and dominating entertainment headlines. Her dismissal triggered a domino effect. Other key cast members and creative talent soon departed. The script underwent a major overhaul, and a visible rift formed between passionate fans and the studio behind the film. What was meant to be a celebration of horror legacy quickly became a battleground over artistic integrity, free speech, and the power dynamics within Hollywood. The controversy overshadowed the film's production, with debates erupting online and in the press. When the first trailer for Scream 7 dropped on October 30, 2025, it reignited outrage rather than excitement. Instead of building hype, it fueled further division, with many fans expressing disappointment and anger across social media platforms. Fans rallied behind Barrera, organizing online campaigns, signing petitions, and demanding accountability from the studio. The controversy sparked larger conversations about representation, creative freedom, and the responsibilities of major film studios. Now, Scream 7 stands as a symbol of a studio's controversial choices and a fandom deeply divided over the future of a beloved horror legacy. Melissa Barrera's portrayal of Sam Carpenter was more than just a role. She became the emotional anchor of the new Scream era, connecting with audiences through her vulnerability and strength. Her character's journey resonated with fans, making Barrera a standout in the franchise's revival. That's why her sudden firing sent shockwaves through Hollywood and the Scream fanbase alike, leaving many to wonder what could have led to such a drastic decision. The news broke unexpectedly, with cast, crew, and fans all expressing disbelief at the studio's move. In November 2023, Spyglass Media Group announced Barrera's dismissal, citing her social media posts supporting Palestinians and criticizing Israeli military actions as the reason. Her posts, which called for awareness and empathy, quickly became the center of a heated controversy. The studio released a statement claiming her posts crossed into hate speech, referencing their zero-tolerance policy for anti-Semitism. This official stance was met with both support and backlash, as people debated the line between political expression and hate speech. Many argued that Barrera's advocacy was rooted in humanitarian concerns, not hatred, and that her dismissal highlighted a growing tension in Hollywood over free speech and activism. The debate quickly spread beyond the film industry, sparking conversations about the responsibilities of public figures and the power of corporations to police speech. The firing ignited an industry-wide controversy. Fans, fellow actors, and activists rallied behind Barrera, using social media and public demonstrations to show their support and to criticize the studio's actions as an overreach. Critics accused Spyglass of conflating political criticism with hate, warning that this set a troubling precedent for silencing artists who speak out on important issues. Editorials and op-eds questioned whether Hollywood was truly a place for diverse voices. The fallout raised urgent questions about where the boundaries lie between personal beliefs and professional consequences. Legal experts and industry insiders weighed in, debating whether studios should have the power to dictate what their stars say off-screen. For many, this controversy wasn't just about one actress. It became a symbol of the broader struggle for the right to speak out on global issues, regardless of one's profession or platform. Ultimately, the decision to drop Melissa Barrera became a flashpoint for ongoing debates about censorship, corporate power, and the future of free expression in the entertainment industry. The bond between Sam and Tara Carpenter was the emotional core of the new films. After Barrera's firing, Jenna Ortega, who played Tara, also exited, officially citing scheduling conflicts, though many saw it as an act of solidarity. Ortega later admitted the project unraveled without her on-screen sister, confirming the creative chaos behind the scenes. Their departures ended the Carpenter sisters' saga, leaving the franchise without its new leads. Fans mourned the loss, seeing it as the collapse of a carefully built narrative. The studio's decision to let go of both stars was seen as self-sabotage. For many, the they'd hoped for was gone. The franchise now faced an uncertain future, forced to reinvent itself yet again. Christopher Landon, known for his horror comedy hits, was set to direct, until the controversy erupted. Just a week after Barrera's firing, Landon quit, calling the job a dream-turned-nightmare. He clarified he had no part in Barrera's dismissal and that the project was built around her character. With her gone, Landon saw no creative path forward and left amid fan backlash and personal threats. His exit exposed deep creative and ethical rifts at Spyglass. The loss of its director, following the star's departures, left in shambles. The franchise lost its narrative foundation and leadership in mere weeks. Landon's departure signaled a crisis not just of casting, but of vision. The series was now adrift, its future more uncertain than ever. The October 2025 trailer for was meant to reignite excitement, but instead, it fueled fan outrage. Social media exploded with conscious justice for Melissa Barrera, as fans vowed to boycott the film. Many accused the studio of erasing the Carpenter sisters and betraying the audience's trust. Nostalgic marketing couldn't mask the absence of beloved characters. Fans promoted Barrera's other projects and even rival films, turning the trailer into a protest site. The backlash was creative and coordinated, with calls to redirect support away from. The studio's attempt to move on only deepened the sense of betrayal. For many, the wounds were still fresh, and forgiveness was out of reach. The boycott quickly evolved from scattered comments to a global campaign. The BDS movement and over 20 arts organizations joined forces, framing the boycott as a stand against censorship of pro-Palestinian voices. Their coalition amplified the protest, urging fans to skip the film and avoid its marketing. Social media activism, with hashtags like #BoycottScream7, kept the controversy in the spotlight. The campaign aimed to hit the studio financially and send a message about artistic freedom. With a vocal segment of the fanbase mobilized, the film's box office prospects looked shaky. The release became a test of whether nostalgia could outweigh ethical objections. When Scream 7 lost both its stars and its director, the future of the franchise was suddenly thrown into chaos. The production was left in limbo, with fans and industry insiders alike speculating about whether the film could even move forward. The project needed a total overhaul, not just in terms of cast and crew, but also in its creative direction and story. That's when franchise creator Kevin Williamson stepped in, taking the director's chair for the first time. He made the bold decision to abandon the Carpenter sisters' storyline, which had been central to the previous two films, and instead chart a new course for the series. The new plot now centers on the original final girl, Sidney Prescott, who is reluctantly drawn back into a nightmare when a new Ghostface killer emerges at Stu Macher's infamous old house, now a rental property with a dark history. This shift brings back beloved legacy characters like Gale Weathers and the Meeks Martin twins, and even features surprising appearances from past cast members, some of whom were thought to be gone for good, having died in earlier films. To explain these unexpected returns, the film is rumored to use flashbacks, dream sequences, and possibly even supernatural twists, adding new layers of intrigue and suspense to the story. Scream 7 leans heavily into nostalgia, aiming to recapture the magic of the original films. The hope is that this all-star ensemble, packed with familiar faces, will reignite the passion of longtime fans and draw in a new generation. At the same time, new faces are joining the cast, including a young actress playing Sidney's daughter. This addition signals a fresh yet familiar direction, blending the old with the new and setting up potential storylines for future sequels. The studio's strategy is clear. Make Scream 7 an event film, a true cinematic spectacle that celebrates the franchise's legacy while introducing new blood and new mysteries. By combining nostalgia, suspense, and a reinvigorated cast, they hope to create a film that feels both like a homecoming and a bold new chapter. It's a daring attempt to rebuild Scream from the ashes of controversy, and fans everywhere are watching to see if this gamble will pay off. Neve Campbell's return as Sidney Prescott became the centerpiece of Ez's reinvention. Absent from due to a pay dispute, Campbell was lured back with a fair offer after the franchise lost its new leads. Her comeback generated positive buzz, but also highlighted the studio's reliance on nostalgia to deflect criticism. Fans were torn, excited for Sidney's return, but wary of the motives behind it. In the new film, Sidney is a mother fighting to protect her family from Ghostface, adding new depth to her character. This shift promises fresh themes of legacy and motherhood. Campbell's return offers creative renewal, but can't erase the controversy. The film now hinges on her star power to restore legitimacy. Sidney's final battle is set to be her most personal, and the franchise's most scrutinized. Spyglass Media Group has stood firm, defending Barrera's firing as a stand against hate speech. The studio's silence since has been seen as arrogance, fueling calls for a boycott. Banking on nostalgia and Neve Campbell's return, Spyglass hopes the controversy will fade by release. The outcome will be a test case for Hollywood. Can studios weather fan outrage and still succeed? If the film flops, it's a victory for fan activism and a warning to studios. If it succeeds, it may embolden further corporate crackdowns on artists' speech. The fan base remains deeply divided, with some eager for Sidney's return and others committed to the boycott. Is no longer just a movie, it's a cultural flashpoint, revealing the new power struggle between creators, corporations, and fans.